so much for tuning in to another episode of Stirring the Pot. Brittany, not Brittany.
It's your boy Plush here.
One of your favorite two, but definitely not number two, Ramon.
Hit that play button and tune into the conversation.
Okay. If you are in a committed relationship,
I don't like this.
Yeah.
and your partner asks you
Yeah.
to consider sucking a dick.
No. No. No.
No, you said yeah already.
No. No.
Yeah.
You knew the question was. You said yeah.
No. I didn't know what the question
That's
was.
not not the question.
No.
He kept saying yes. I had to fuck with.
No.
Yeah, asshole. That was
No.
good. That was good.
That was good. Nope. Switch
Yeah,
quick. Nope.
yeah. Definitely suck a dick right.
No. We'll get to that in a little bit. Because I've seen this thing. Well, I just do it now. That video I showed you, a dude was like, I'd rather a man put his dick in my mouth than in my woman.
You ain't showed me that.
Yeah, that video, you sent it to your brother. It's like called Insecure. And dude was like, he's like, you understand what I'm saying, brother? He's like, no. Not at all. No.
No, fuck that bitch. Nah, fuck her. You can fuck
I
her.
don't remember no shit like that.
Okay.
That is wild.
When I play it, because when I play, you be like, oh.
Ain't no way.
Because I was like, I'll never love.
Those are my only options?
I've never loved a chick that much. Then I guess, hey, yo, fuck it. Here it go.
A pleasant surprise to see you here today. Hey, Harold. David, welcome back. Thanks. Ready to have your taste buds tantalized?
Totally.
After you.
Righty. Bye, Tina.
I'll check in with you later, Denise, and papers are signed on my desk.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you later, bud. Oh, yeah. Buddy. I'd rather a man stick his dick in my mouth than in my woman. Know what I mean?
Not really. At all. Really. No.
Don't touch ever again.
Like, I never loved a chick that much.
He went way too hard. You
I
got
never
that.
loved anybody that much.
Nah,
But-
I'd rather fuck you. I'd rather you fuck my face than fuck my girl.
Bitch, you better get that.
No, sir. You got it.
Alright, so what's the question?
Okay, real question. If you are in a committed relationship and your partner asks you to consider a poly or open relationship, would you do it? And why or why not? I'm going with you first.
Depends on the chick. If she's... I've dealt with very jealous. If she's very jealous.
Well, she's
We're
gonna
talking
ask
about going forward. So future terms.
It's still because I've had a chick who's very jealous who tried to say, not poly, but tried to say if I wanted threesome, I can have it. But I knew it wouldn't work because people do shit to make a motherfucker happy, but because it sounds good, but then they actually get into it, and it's all of a sudden, yeah, this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it would depend on the person and how she act with other women. So in that particular relationship, it was she didn't handle with more competition. She couldn't handle it. Matter of fact, she said if she could make me live in a world where women didn't exist, she would.
That pussy must have been bomb.
Like she would. So I know for a fact that that wouldn't ever fucking work. She'd be cool with it, trying to make me happy, but then get into it and just be like, now I have fucked with chicks who I think could probably handle it, which I would. I actually thought about it. I'm like, yo, I would actually do it one day, like, or want to do it one day, just to see if I can handle it, because that's
a lot.
Multiple, like, trying to satisfy two people damn near at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could do it. But if everybody's working, because the way I see it, you're trying to satisfy these other two, you're trying to satisfy these other two, you're trying to satisfy, it's like.
So if everybody's coming together.
Yeah. So it's like, so we're all working towards the same goal. So I would do it. It would have to depend on the chick. If she showed experience and, if she's that type of chick, oh yeah, you see her ass? It's fat. Like, before I say that shit, and I'm looking at her like, if the moment I'm looking at her like, yo, you a dog. Like, I'd be, all right, we could probably do it. You know what I'm saying? But if I seen the way you looking at that chick, you were flirting with her. It's just like, I had a conversation. Like, what you think is flirting wasn't flirting for me. I just had a conversation, but because this chick laughed too much or too hard, you thought I was just like in there.
You the same way. You'd be the same one that say the same shit.
It is double fucking standard. Yes. Yes. Don't be laughing too goddamn hard. Like, nobody's joking. I don't care how funny the motherfucker is, but it's just, I'm not trying to make her laugh. I'm just having a conversation.
I see what you mean.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So it would depend on the chick. I'll be down for it. It's just, you have to be that type of person to handle it. Because it ain't, it sound good, like threes sound good, then somebody, if you've ever had one and somebody get into it and they just like, they change their mind the last minute, like, I'm good, it's just like, yo, you just fucked up the whole vibe. Like,
right. Well, I mean, I just feel like unless you already explored a situation like that and this is something like completely new to you, you don't know how you're going to be. You're open-minded about it, so you'll go into the situation with an open mind, like, this is something that I could possibly do, but then when you get into it, maybe it's just too much responsibility.
But there's ways.
It's just too, it could just be too much.
But there's tells to see how somebody can handle it, because if they can't handle a chick they don't know, imagine how a chick that they have to see all the time. Or if they feel like you're talking, you're flirting with this chick. Now imagine if she come home and y'all spending too much time together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's tells. I feel like that's just me. I feel like there's tells a way to see how a person react in that situation, because it's a 24/7 type thing. True. Versus they're being like this with somebody they just met like less than 2 minutes ago. It's just like, you can't handle that versus a 24-hour thing. So
okay, I see what you mean. Fair enough.
That's just me.
I'm all for poly. So absolutely yes and absolutely yes. I think that disloyalty and cheating is the same in polyamorous relationship as it is in monogamous relationships. So if you're going to be disloyal and you're going to be unfaithful, you're going to do that regardless of whether you're in a monogamous relationship or polyamorous relationship. You're still faced with the same type of lust, and whether you can deal with it or not, whether you're okay with something of it or not, it's not. If people are like you said about being selfish, selfish is a hard one, because if you're in a polyamorous relationship as a female in particular, typically that's the people who are, I shouldn't say that. No, females are normally ones that face the problem of like being selfish. I don't think a man says, oh, I don't want a polyamorous relationship because I'm too selfish for that. Because traditional polyamorous relationships are 2 girls, 1 guy. Not strictly, but it's a woman that faces the complications of being selfish. And if you're a woman, you have a woman that's gonna want to fuck you, and you have a man that's gonna want to fuck you. So if you are selfish, you should want this even more than just having one person. And the reason why I like polyamorous relationships is the exact opposite of that. I don't want to control a woman. You're not mine. You're mine now, or you're just with me now, but I don't want to restrict you from what you want to do. You should be able to go out and do what you want to do. So do what you want to do and decide to choose me. I don't want you to be locked into only me and having to deal with that decision for the rest of your life.
So can I ask you a question as someone with experience with that, right? Do you feel like it's a lot to ask for a person to be everything?
Oh yeah.
Versus because I agree. That's a hard, unless you willing to play that role through and through, which a lot of people don't think about. that's a hard thing to be everything to a person. That's fucking hard. And then,
but there's more to that too, because if you're demanding someone to be everything, you also have to give a lot too. So if you're naturally a giver, then it's easier for you to understand that what I'm giving and what I'm receiving, there's a lack of balance.
I agree.
So how can we work this out that I'm just as happy as you are?
I agree.
I provide
I feel like that's a mix of people though, because you got some people who are givers, but they still want. They'll give with the condition, but they still want shit. Like they want you to be all. They'll give you whatever as long as you belong to them. But you still have to. You still ask this person to be your everything. Like
yeah, that's a level of control regardless though. Whether if you ask someone to be your everything, that means you have to do everything for me.
My car break down, you need to be the mechanic. You need to be the hair. Like you need to be the barber. You need to be the nail tech. You need to be. The fucking employer, all this shit is just like.
I understand what you're going for. That's an extreme level. I understand what he's trying to say. It's not like you have to be the barber and the mechanic and things like that. But there's certain things of you that you may like that the other significant other person may not like, and it's not going to be the mechanic, electrician, barber. But it's going to be if I want to go to a jazz club. Can you come to a
that right there?
Jazz club and be entertaining as I would like you to be?
Because you have to be on. Like there's no call off at that point. Like I feel like there's no call off.
Come through fully. Because
I've done shit like I've been to plays. I don't like going to plays, but because I thought about it, because I'm the type of person. If I go in a club, I like to dance. You don't dance, you cannot be mad because I'm dancing with someone else. You called off and somebody replaced you. Like I'm the same way because that's how I think about it. Like. If I'm fucking with a chick, if I'm in a relationship fucking with a chick, and it's just like, all right, I don't like doing this shit, but how would I feel? But do I want someone else to do it instead of me? No. So I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and just go ahead and do this shit and call it a day. Because also I understand, because a lot of times with me with the dancing shit, it wasn't about I don't give a fuck if you can't dance or not. It's just that moment. I'm dancing with you. This is what I want. Like, I don't give a fuck about you can't dance, worry about what people think about you. It's just, hey, you remember that time we danced? Having those conversations, like, versus we having fun, we in the moment. I don't care if you bust your ass and you can't do it, you trying to do splits. We got some shit we can joke about now. We got a story. Like, yeah, we wouldn't have did that. So, but I feel like it's a lot of pressure. But I would be open to probably like. But it's just, I think it's a lot of pressure.
Luckily for me, my natural personality resists people who are insecure and selfish, and not willing to change. So I don't have to deal with any of those people in my life. You know, so I wouldn't know how to deal with someone who wanted me but didn't want me to be with other people. Only strictly with them. It would have to be a situation, and I'm very honest with my love interest. So it would be a situation where, like, what are we doing? Like, you have to be a little bit weird, you know? Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? What is it going to be?
I think it'd be nice to be like, y'all go ahead and go on the date. I'll be here. Come on. Like, y'all have y'all quality time together. I'll be here. I have no problem. I'll be a little sex toy when y'all come back, fucked up, drunk from the club. Cool. Yeah. I'm cool. I want that. I want that. So y'all go do that. I'll be here waiting for you. I'm going to have candles lit. I'm gonna be getting drunk my damn self, listening to music. My boy Tank, I'll be in the mood.
I've listened to Tank in a minute.
So I said that because the shit I was at the end of the day, it was like, he's like, yo, cop that new Tank R&B Buddy album. So, I'll be listening to shit, getting in the mood for when y'all walk through that fucking door. It's on fucking sight. But of course, I would do the majority, 2 women. But I would like to do it just to see if I can handle it, because that's also a lot of personality. So that's like the shit I don't want to do with multiple kids. You got to talk to this one a certain way, talk to that one a certain way. Now we're talking about adults who, and the ones I've seen, I don't know if it's like for all of them, but I'm saying for the ones, the poly relationships I've seen, it's like one shy one and then one that's like, kind of like
a little more crazy,
a little kind of more friendly, or a little crazy.
Yeah, there's always a balance.
Yeah, so it's just like, but they when they together, it's
good.
Yeah,
it's
but
good chemistry.
When you meet them differently or see them, it's just like, you standoffish, but you like more friendly. You a social butterfly, and you just like fuck everybody in the corner. The appearance of fuck everybody, and but then y'all fuck with each other. It's like, all right. I would like to see how that go down. But then you see them interact, and it's just like everybody's not fucking there. Like,
yeah, it's crazy because being polyamorous, the mindset's changed. It's completely you would think when you think about polyamorous relationship, don't think about monogamous individuals that you know with two other people.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And if they are like that in the beginning, they tend to learn very quickly or end really quickly that that's just not the mindset to go into it. You have to be able to generally want to give without requesting anything back. And in a polyamorous relationship, you get so much, and you get so much understanding and acceptance. It's like the homosexual community almost. You know, like gay people are not all gay people, but gay people are more accepting.
Oh hell
than
yes.
Heterosexual people. You know, we kind of like, oh, you're not
you
like
judge
this.
off appearance. Like,
Judge off appearance. Homosexual people are not like that.
Yeah.
The tattoo community is not like that. There's different types of communities out there that are just so much more.
What community?
The tattoo community.
Oh,
like people that have tattoos and piercings and stuff.
I thought that was like a term slang for LBG, like tag community. I don't know. The way you said it, I didn't hear tattoo. I heard like,
they're a lot more accepting than other communities.
Yeah.
So it's like a basketball community versus a tattoo community is different.
And
if you can't play ball, we don't want you. You could not have any tattoos and just be kind of like one of us and be around us, and eventually we're gonna persuade you to get to tattoos and be more accepting to that. So it's just different.
And they judge you based off how their interaction is with you as an individual, not based off your appearance and other shit. It's just like, oh, how much money? It's like, no, my interaction with you was fucked up, so fuck you. Like, no, my interaction. Or everybody say fuck you, but my interaction with this dude was cool. So he was cool in my eyes. But my thing about with the poly shit is a lot of people when they hear that, they think, oh, it's not just a matter of fucking sex. It's deeper.
It's not. It's so much deeper.
The people when they hear it, they think, oh, it's just sex. Like, no, this is much fucking deeper than that shit. It's not just like after seeing it and like just like the 2 times or 2 couples I've seen. And that shit is just like, it's way deeper. It's on a deeper fucking level that I feel like some people are just scared to go to because you really have to be fucking honest. Like,
you gotta be.
You have to be honest with yourself first, then be brave enough to say that shit out loud to somebody else, 2 other fucking people. Like, that's scary. It's already scary to be honest with your fucking self, but then you talk about 2 other people who share your secrets. It's like, shit. So, but it's a communication thing, and those are some of the best fucking communicators because they have to.
You have to.
Like, multiple people, you fucking have to.
There's no short. Like, you have to say what you mean what you say, understand that you might be taken in different interpretations, and what you truly meant. Because like when I talk to you all the time, sometimes you say things that to someone who wouldn't understand who you are might sound outrageous, but I know how to like be like, okay. I see what he's saying.
I'm slowly seeing that shit. Yeah. I had a conversation and it's about kids, but it's just like, even when you ask, like, y'all ask me, like, would you have this conversation with the mother first? Like, oh, yeah, I would. Like, and I realized, like, I forgot that part. Like, so it sounds extreme. We was talking about, like, fucking with a chick with kids and just, like, sitting down with the kids, like, disciplining kids. And y'all was like, would you have that conversation how you get down with the mother? Yeah. Like, you asked that, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, I didn't say it, but it was, like, but of course I would, like, and, like, I know I talk about that shit, well, the reason I brought it up, because you said that, and then I had a conversation with somebody at work, and it's like, that sounds horrible. I was like, damn, like, that wouldn't be my fucking go-to. I don't want to do some shit like that. Like, I know the way I sounded, like, oh, you gonna break this motherfucker's arm. I would never fucking my intention is never to harm a child. It's just I'm willing to go to a certain point to make sure you understand. And I realize, like, when that person
look at the growth.
Shut the fuck up. I ain't perfect yet. I still deliver it the same way. But I'm just aware of how I deliver.
Being aware of it, yeah.
But when I talked to that person, it was last week too at work. I was like, oh shit, like the way it is, like it sounds so harsh, but I understand. But even they understood where I was coming from. I was like, damn, I'm sitting there thinking the whole rest of the day, like, that shit did sound harsh as fuck. like, that sounds super harsh, but...
There's many ways of saying the same thing. It's about tact. We already had the conversation. I'm not going to get into that again. But being able to understand, I'm a big person on intent. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care if white people, green people, yellow people, purple people say nigga. nigger, ER, nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. How did you use it? What was your intent? Was your intent to harm? Are you a harmful individual? I don't give a fuck about anything. I judge people off one thing. Are you dangerous? Are you dangerous? I don't care if you're crazy. I don't care if you're wacko. I don't care. Are you dangerous? Are you gonna cause harm to yourself and or me? If you're not gonna cause harm to yourself and or me, or harm to yourself in front of me, you're good by my book. And then after that, it's about ethics and morals. Are you a bad individual? You're a root core person. Yeah. There are people out there that are the Joker. But there are people out there that at their core are just negative, evil individuals, and they don't have a moral compass. One of the best things about religion is that it teaches you that there's a guide of how to be moral. You don't necessarily need religion in order to be a good person.
Right.
You know, so like, you're not a bad person. I wouldn't fuck with you if you was a bad person. You say some shit that a bad person would say. The way you say it. The words and the tone in which you say it, a bad person would say. But I can sit there and I look at you and I say, that's Ramon.
I'm very passionate.
Ramon's not going to say some shit like that in that intent, with the intent to harm. Yeah. Ramon's never in a day in his life that I know of Ramon and that I can imagine that he would say something harmful without being provoked, without having reason to do something.
I don't like going there.
You don't. I know.
I also have no problem.
You're not a teddy bear, but you're a passion of you're a person of passion. Damn. Yeah. And you're a person that says some stuff that's how I felt. That's how I thought. It's just raw. Yeah. It's an ingot. It's an ingot. You get you know what ingot is? No. Ingot is like just raw. Gold. You get a gold nugget, or it's an ingot, and then you refine it into a brick and or jewelry. So like when you get a raw ingot, it's just dirty. It comes with diamond from the diamond in the rough. You know, pick a diamond up, it's still a fucking diamond. It might have a little dirt, and you gotta blow it off.
Okay. But I feel like in a poly relationship, another like one of your biggest things is empathy. Mm-hmm.
Everything's big.
Because you have to. Big. And I see the way people operate in that type of space.
So
it's just
big.
Like.
People don't understand what empathy is. Empathy is a relatively new thing. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I know, it's all good.
Empathy is a relatively new thing. People weren't using empathy. People were using sympathy. Empathy is so fucking emotional. It's deep. It's, you ever seen the movie Flight? No, it's not Flight. It's Manifest?
No.
Oh, the show.
The show,
They
Manifest.
just put season 4 out.
Season 4 out. You see Manifest?
It's about the show where the plane, they disappear.
No,
and they come back 5 years later.
No, never seen it.
So one of the guys in there, he literally feels other people's feelings. Like he can touch you and get the feelings that you're currently going through. And he battles with that because he wasn't a previous addict or an alcoholic. And now he deals with being a sober person and how he goes back and forth. Eventually he restarts in the new season. I'm not going to give it away. Spoiler alert, sorry. But to be empathetic is to feel why someone else... I feel what someone else is going through.
Yeah.
Or put yourself in their shoes. And when you're being able to be empathetic, that really helps you in a polyamorous relationship. And it just helps you in general. If we were more empathetic as a fucking society, there would be less fucking problems.
I agree.
I learned about empathy till I started working at a job.
Yeah, it's a motherfucker. It's a motherfucker.
That's what I learned about empathy.
And then you can't be too empathetic. You can't give someone too many excuses. You have to have your own parameters of like, okay,
I understand why you made that decision, but you still got to be held accountable.
Held to be accountable. My boss, I didn't come in. I didn't come a couple of days this week. I'm not mandated to come in. I don't get paid to go in for my job from 8:30 to whatever time it is. I don't get paid to go in. I go in because I learn more being there, and it looks better on paper if I'm there. It just looks better. My main dollar per hour is out there talking to the people. If I'm not talking to the people, I'm not making money. I told my boss I was coming in, and he was like, yo, you seem to not be, I don't like the fact that you're not accountable for your actions. I didn't reply to him. I'm not being paid to be there. Why the fuck am I going in there? I have bad knees. I can't walk around every day. You don't know if I fell. You don't know all these different things. But you have a type of mindset that's like, you understand what victory is and what victory looks like. For people to be there and people to be active. Just because I'm not active doesn't mean I'm not good at what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm battling with that right now in my personal life. But being empathetic is understanding that, nigga, it's not like you don't know that I'm going through an injury. I can't walk around everywhere. Some days I wake up in the morning and I slept the wrong way and my knee's fucked up. I'm limping around the house. But you're just worried about me being there. I'm not getting paid to be there. Fuck you.
Period.
Yeah. Empathy was a big fucking And I feel like in that type of shit, that relationship, you have to have it because you have to be worried about the shit that you do. Just the way I see people in that space act, making that person still feel part of, not feel like an outcast, and still making them feel like, yo, you here with us? Yeah, we having fun screaming at the TV, watching a football game, but you also here with us. Like, so we including you in shit too. Like, that way they don't feel like they left out. And
right.
I feel like that's probably some of the hardest shit. Like, being at the space and just like, yo, you're the poly and motherfucker feel left out now. Especially if they don't know how to express that shit. I feel like I think that's worse than anybody. Like, whether you're in a poly relationship or just monogamous, is when you don't know how to express yourself. That's the most frustrating thing, especially when you know. Like, in my experience, knowing something's wrong, but it's just like, but you're not saying shit.
I had that problem the other day, man.
Like, just tell me what's wrong. I'd rather you yell at me in front of everybody, know what's wrong, because I'm gonna let you have it. Like, I ain't scared. Like, you can yell at me for everybody. I'm gonna check that shit. Like, in front of your mama. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna check it. I'm not worried. I just still much rather know what's wrong and fix it versus having to sit there. I don't like ask myself. And plus, when people do that to me, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? Now you fucking annoying me, and I hate that. I try to do the same way.
My battle with that is trying to find someone who can actually help. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, "How's everything going?" And they said it's going or something like that. And the dude was like, "Well, if anything was wrong, you know, who could help?" You know, and a lot of men deal with that. You know, like if everything was fucking wrong, like what could you do to help? It's not that nothing is going on in my life. It's that there's no one that can fix it. And a lot of the problems with dealing with and being able to express your emotions is being able to express your emotions to someone who can actually make a difference. Because I'm not going to just sit there and express my emotion. Right,
you're not with the binge shit. It's pointless to talk about it with no type of resolution. Now it's just like,
fuck is the point?
Exactly. You a problem solver. That's part of your masculine nature. It's like we like to come on us for some shit. It's just like, if our first instinct ain't to solve it, we don't give a fuck. At the moment we say, yo, that's tough.
You got me fucked up.
But we also know, but it's just like, yeah, you looking for a resolution. I don't ever bring that to nobody about with a problem without trying to find. If you have a resolution, I'd rather you let me know what your opinion. Express it. Let me know if it sounds good. Sounds good. If I don't fucking do it, I don't do it. At that point, you got every right to say I told you so.
Right.
So I've done it, but yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like having people talk to me. Oh yeah, you know, he's just getting on my nerves. So what you gonna do to change it? Oh, next week. Oh, he's just getting on my nerves. Now I'm a fucking pillow to you or comfort blanket that you feel like you just come pull over you every time you got a fucking problem, but you're not trying to change it. Now I'm wasting my breath.
Right.
And you wasting yours.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is we doing?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
How did you, as someone with experience with poly, how did you get into the relationship? Is something you brought up? Something brought up, suggested to you?
I brought it up. It was something that I've always kind of like was interested in. I also understand that me as a person, I understand myself. You know, luckily enough, for better or for worse, sometimes to my own demise. I was able to understand myself and understand that the future of my relationships is not going to be with one woman. It's just not going to happen. So how can I get to where I want to be, where I'm not only with one individual, but make sure that the person's confident in the relationship?
Give me some secrets. Let's try to make that happen.
The number one thing is just be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself about what you can and cannot handle. The next thing is finding someone who also is the people who are poly and not the people that you typically. They're not the typical people. From saying you would be surprised about the people that are out there that are poly. And some people are just not poly, but some women have had, not most women, I shouldn't say that. There are women out there that have had female experiences with other females. So that's part of it too, because you can't teach a woman how to be with a woman. And you also you may or may not want to find someone who can teach your woman how to be with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that becomes a little different. A woman's going to do more woman thing for a woman than you can do for a woman. Just biology. Just like a nigga's going to suck your dick better than any other woman can. It's biology. Fortunate. The
I
reality
never
is
wanted to experience that, but I can see why. Like, they know how to hold it. They know the places.
Right.
I see, but, yeah.
You ever had a woman grab your balls and say, "Ask you if this hurts," and you're like,
Or
"No."
do some shit and
why
it
would that
hurts.
hurt?
Or do some shit that hurts because she don't think it hurts.
Right, exactly. So that's just normal knowledge of one's biology. So it all depends on how you once you get past that of finding a woman that would be interested in doing something like that. Before you even do that, right? If this is your first, my advice to anyone get into polyamory for the first time is make sure home is good first. That's the reality. You gotta make sure that the bond you have with your individual is not necessarily unbreakable, but it's beyond what normal relationships are. You have to have something where I'm choosing to be with you 30 days out of the month. Because we all have that one day where it's just like...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you first got into a relationship, was you already in one?
Yeah, I was in a relationship for 4 years before I met
Okay, because of what you said makes sense, but
Yeah.
that only makes sense if you already in one.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, like so now, because I've had the experience, if I were to be single, I would find someone that also has experience, because I'm not fitting to build this relationship with you to build some relationship with somebody else. I was confident in my relationship that we had what was going on and honesty and all those other things, that we were ready to move on to incorporate something else, that we were going to be a team, welcoming someone else and appreciating them for who they are.
I want to be with a girl and be like, yeah, let's get a girlfriend.
But it's... What I wanted to say was that it can't just be purely sexual. It can. It absolutely can. And it could also start from purely sexual and be like,
yeah, build on top of it.
Right. But the number one thing is home has to be good.
Yeah.
We got to be able to function on a level that is beyond a regular monogamous relationship. If I'm hiding my phone from you, or if you don't know how I'm feeling in the morning, or if you can't tell that I'm having a bad morning,
That makes sense.
we gotta be able to read each other on a
observation,
level that's
communication.
next shit. Like, you gotta be able to, when I fucking you need again?
Yeah, I like that shit. That's
what I'm saying. Like,
that's the shit I like.
If I go,
That's
it's
how
my
I
head. If I
am,
go,
like,
it's my head.
I pay attention that much to be
You
like,
gotta be on it. And you gotta be with someone that's also gonna reciprocate that with you. Because if they can't reciprocate with that with you, that's a one-handed relationship. You gotta be able to be on both sides with that, about how you truly feel and how you what's truly is going on. And then you can, and then if you're both, if that happens and your interest is finding someone else, then it makes it easier. That's success though. Some people get into it by finding someone else and they don't have that connection, that bond, and then you try a little bit with someone else and then you all come together. The thing that's missing in your relationship might be that third party. You can also roll the dice with that. You can roll the dice with that. The thing missing is that third party, and the third party ends up being the person that you want to be with and remove the person that you were originally with, whether it be the male or the female component. It all works out, but it's rolling the dice and being in a polyamorous relationship is just as complicated as being in a monogamous relationship. Sometimes you meet a girl that you really think you like, doesn't work out, you marry your friend.
Don't let your girlfriend stop you from meeting your wife.
But that's funny as shit. That's just reality of relationships, and it's what you like. You have to be able to understand what you like and what you want for the future. It's a lot of thought, and I'm an overthinker. So it makes it sometimes even more complicated. But no, it's not as hard as you think. But the good way of starting is definitely finding a partner that would be interested, or finding someone who has already experienced it, and then you can get into it with them about the future of it. But the future is poly, so get ready for the future.
Oh yeah.
The future is poly. The future is not monogamy. The future is poly. What I hate to see is people that date people who cheat. And y'all go back and forth. You cheat one day, you cheat one day, you cheat one day, you cheat one day.
And
y'all niggas be surprised
like it's a
that
fucking
y'all
new time.
right.
Yeah.
Like, why don't y'all keep coming back to each other for some fucking reason? There's something beyond the typical relationship that keeps you guys fucking together. Mm-hmm. So why not just keep that what it is, understand why you're cheating, because cheating is not the problem. Cheating is never the problem. Fucking someone else is not the problem. Why you fucked them is the problem.
Agreed.
Are you missing something at home? Were you just horny? Is this person loving and treating you better? Are you tired of your relationship? Are you looking for a way out? Are you just trying to get the person mad? Do you like being sneaky? Because that's
some people
that's
get the thrill of it, of getting caught. It's
that's
like,
a kink.
Yeah.
So the action is not the problem. The reason for the action is the problem.
Oh, I might get caught. Like, let me work around, see how I can not get caught today. Yeah.
I cheat, or I don't cheat, but I like to be with other people because I like to experience other people.
Yeah.
I like to understand and go through life with other people. I'm empathetic. I love that. I love to find out what makes you tick in a way that other people may not, on a very intimate and sexual basis. That's just who I am. I'm a social person. So for me, being with one person isn't entertaining for me in my life. I know you. I understand you. I've committed to you because of the person who I knew you to be, and you've proven that. Or the person I did know you to be, and the person I've learned you to be.
That too. Like, when you commit to somebody, it's not the sex.
It's not
if
the sex.
If it's the sex, it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Already.
And the
It's
sex is going to
usually-
fuck you up because you're going to have a child with this person for purely sex. And when sex is no longer on the table, you got to deal with we got to deal with the potatoes.
Yeah.
You came for steak, and steak is gone now. Now you got corn and potatoes.
Because it has to be. It's not sex. It's just the personality. So there's a reason. Would you do a poly?
I considered it for a good minute.
Would you?
I don't think
two
that,
guys, two girls.
No, I would never. I would never want to deal with two men at the same time.
Why is that?
You'd be surprised about how many women
want
two guys.
I know.
two girls.
I'll put you on to somebody who does, and she has three. She has a husband, boyfriend, and two boyfriends.
So what I learned is that, so when I heard poly, I automatically
6'11"
thought
is
one man, two women. So I didn't realize that poly was a spectrum of different types of relationships that people are a part of. So when I was initially thinking,
So technically not. There's polyandry and polyamory. Polyandry is with two guys. Polyamory is with two women.
I didn't know there was a different term for it.
So there's polyamory, polyandry, and then polygamous. Polygamous is open relationships. Polyamory is with two women, and polyandry is with two men.
I didn't know the terms.
Poly means multiple, mono means one. So mono disease, you ever heard of mono, like kissing disease? One person, one thing. Poly is actually two. Where homo is two of the same, and I think it's heto is two opposites. But there's a root word.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get to.
yeah. So I just automatically assumed that poly was a man and two women. So, but I wouldn't be with two men. Like I wouldn't subscribe to that. But like I was going through this phase where I was like seriously considering this. But I don't know if I would do it now. Like when I say seriously considering, I mean I was already dealing with a guy, and I was like actually meeting other women, and I had even like spoke to my daughter about it, like just to see how, because my daughter's comfort is paramount to
Number
me.
one, right?
Like if
That's a difficult conversation
if
to
she's
have
not
if you didn't.
right, so I asked her like how she would feel about it, what would she think, and she was like, oh, so I can have like two mommies? And I was like, yeah. So she was just like, okay. And she was like, and we will all live together? Do they have kids? And I was just like, I don't have all the answers yet, but like
The fact that you said that too.
figuring it
That was
out,
beautiful.
right?
That's
So
great.
I was just like, but I needed to know how she felt before I continued down that path, because I don't want to, my daughter's my priority. So I don't want her to ever feel uncomfortable, and I just needed to make sure that things were incorporated in a way that she understood and she was comfortable, and everybody that was brought to the table had the same goals as me. Like our kids are going to be our priority, and what they need, and like I wanted a village basically is essentially what I'm saying. So like I just wanted more of a support system, and just to make things easier for me. So I really truly considered this, and I was going to, but I don't know if I can so the women that I was meeting were very emotional, and that is very difficult for me. So I don't like super emotional people, and I haven't been able to find someone that is not. okay, that I'm attracted to, and that is not super emotional. So it's just I haven't been able to find it. So I feel like if I could, if I found it, then I would be all for it because it makes sense to me. I'm just at a place in my life where I don't think that I want to be bothered all the time. So I feel like if I have two people, but I want to make sure that I want to be with the people individually, and like, so if I'm dating you two, I want you to be with me, and I want you to be with me, but I also want you guys to be with each other. So like, I want the relationships to be okay. So like, you guys have a thing. You guys like cigars. Y'all like that's not my thing. So I wouldn't sign up for that. But you guys go out.
Chill.
I got good and bad news for you. Which one would you like to have first?
What?
The good news or bad news?
Just say it.
The good news or bad news? Which one would you like to first? Would you like me to give her first? The good news or bad news?
Give the bad news first.
Bad news is it's gonna be with two guys.
Really?
You ready? The chick will be basking with.
No, I'm not into no manly bitch. Okay.
So you're getting two guys.
Really? You think so? Okay.
Yeah. Good news is it can be done.
I guess. No. Oh, well, yeah, guess I'll never have Polly. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to. I don't want to suck two dicks. That's too much work.
You can't suck two dicks.
You don't have to. You can have one in the front, one in the back.
How do you suck two dicks?
No, I'm not into that.
How do you suck two dicks?
Let's say one.
No, I'm saying like even if it's separate.
Your mouth's
So
that
I don't
big
want
and you
to.
suck
I
two
don't want
dicks at
to.
the same
I don't
time?
want to suck this one and then suck.
But
that
what
one.
if they both get off quick?
No.
Question: would you be okay with two guys sucking each other's dicks?
That's a real.
My man is my man.
That sounds like a no.
Somebody you
So
fuck
if
with.
it's my no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be interested.
Yeah, I think so. So for females, it's a little easier because you can literally just get the vibes by going to a polyamory club, which I've already told you. Like, you should definitely just go and just find out what's going on. The other thing is that when life gives you lemons, so if life is giving you emotional people, I firmly believe that God only gives you what you need in order to grow and develop.
Yeah.
So if God's giving you emotional people in your
kinda
lives, then it's probably time for you to be able to deal with them on a level that's. You know,
I have an emotional person in my life, my child.
yeah, but you're not fucking
She's
her.
enough.
Where'd she get it from?
I don't know. Hey.
Yeah, but you're not fucking her. So it's different from having an emotional relationship with someone that you're sexually intimate with.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I that's just so annoying to me. Like, and they're so needy. Like, that's the part that's just too much. Like, my point is to get away from the real needy shit.
The first thing I told you was that in order to be in a polyamorous relationship, you have to be able to give.
I
So
have
if
no
you're
problem giving.
So give to someone who is emotional.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
No.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not for everyone. It's not. I think it's important. Two things. I think it's important that to understand that it's not for everyone, but I think it's important for people to try.
Yeah.
I think that it's important for people to understand why no, right, and
Right.
why yes. Because if you're just only being like, and most people will, right? When you talk to anyone that's never done polyamory, I could never imagine. I'm selfish. Those are all the normal rejections that people
I
get.
don't like to share.
I don't like to share. I could imagine my guy fucking someone else. Most girls
Share.
See,
say,
that type of shit don't bother me.
I don't
Share
want
different points
I
of
want
life.
my man
That's
touch
all.
another girl. It's like that's a normal shit, but that's closed-minded views and it's loser mentality.
Yeah.
Straight just call it what it is. It's fucking loser mentality.
Yeah,
in
you
order
bought
to
a used car yesterday.
yeah,
Like,
right. You bought a
share-
used car.
You share everything.
You share everything.
The
Yeah.
apartment you live in has been lived in before you.
Before you, right? That nigga been ran into before you.
Right.
That bitch been ran through before you. Like, it's never yours. You want to have the illusion that it's yours and it's yours now. Then yes, continue doing what you want to do. But the reality is that nothing's purely yours unless you go out and find a 16-year-old girl like R. Kelly that's never been with anyone else
Leave our Kelly.
and have a good time. You know, dealing with those.
You would not
struggles.
disrespect
The king of pop, the Pied Piper.
We graduated to his ass.
The Pied Piper?
Pied
We
Piper.
graduated to his ass. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah, no, it's just important for us to like just experiment and know. And the unicorn is very, very highly desired, position.
Yo, so guess what?
Mm-hmm.
In my search, I realized that. Okay, so
Yeah, people are always looking for a unicorn.
True tea. This happened to me.
People make fucking what is it called? I don't use it, so I don't remember the name. Twitter accounts. Women will make Twitter accounts and like girls' pictures. Yo, what's up? Hey, yeah, me and my man wants to fuck you. What's going on?
Yeah. See, it was never a direct thing like that. So, like, I've been asked to be a third. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Take it. Find out what's good.
I kind of feel like, I realize, too, my problem is control. So, like, I wouldn't have no control in that. Like, if I'm the person coming in.
But what do you lose?
Control.
You don't lose control.
Yes, I do.
What do you mean?
Like, I need to be in control of my situation.
What's the situation?
My partners.
They're not your partners. You're their partner.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
You have a problem with control, which means that you're gonna have to end up with two women that are emotional. There's responsibility and control. Like, do you want to have the responsibility of being a boss, or do you want to have the responsibility of showing up on time and do what the fuck you're told? You can't have both.
Why?
You either want to be a boss bitch and you want to be in charge of some shit and tell people what to do and deal with people's emotions and their excuses, right? And work people through it, or you want to be a person that wants to show up to 9 to 5, say nothing, do as you're told, shut the fuck up, clock out, take you 2 hours a year on vacation. There's just no medium. I don't mean to say it so harsh, but you know that there is unfortunately no.
I feel like that's the conclusion I'm drawing.
Yeah, unfortunately. But the experience is, and there's people, and I watch Billions, and I think that no king shaming, not the king shame. Oh, such a good show. The newest season is not the best, and it's kind of fucking with me right now. So I'm hoping that they correct some shit. We'll find out. But the future, what was I trying to say? Control for people who are BDSM. They want to lose control. They don't want to be in control. They're usually typically people who are in control more often. Yeah. And they want to have like a time where they're not in control. I'm not like that. I don't like to be tied up. I don't like to not have control. I don't like to not have some type of say on what is going on or is not going on. And I don't like to be blindfolded. All that mystical shit doesn't turn me on. I know what I'm doing.
Sometimes you
got a
just
mission.
Look in the mirror and just look in the closet in the house.
I'm for putting my mission into play, and my mission is changing for every fucking situation that happens. And the situation changes, the mission is the same, but how to get there is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like militant on my shit. So that's just how that's my it's my fantasy. I like that. I like visualizing. I like pursuing. I like that. So for me, that's my kink. So you have to find your kink first of all. You have to find someone that's willing to cater to that. There's weird kinks out there. There's a whole bunch of weird kinks out there. I also found out that I'm I think it's called a soft top. Just found out I'm a soft top.
Explain.
A soft top is someone who is hard bottom and soft top. And hard bottom is not what I thought it was before. So a soft top, I'll explain hard bottom first. A hard bottom is someone who isn't in control, who is in a submissive position, but they're still demanding and controlling the situation. So a woman that's like, fuck me, slow down, speed up, stroke harder, you know, whatever it is, or a man who is also doing that, right? Being open, LGBTQ. And then a soft top is someone who's naturally nice, but in intimacy is the opposite. It's more aggressive during intimacy. Yeah, so learning your kinks and understanding sex is number one, because sex isn't just sex. No one has the same sex twice. It's like a deck of cards. No one you've had 1,000 decks of cards in your hand throughout all humanity. There's been no deck that's been the same after being shuffled ever.
True.
So sex, the same sex you've had with that person is not the same sex you'll have with the next person. It's not the same sex you'll have with that person the next time. It's always going to be different. And understanding that and being able to move with that is the beauty of the art, of the dance, of the knocking boots.
Okay. Fair.
But yeah, learn your kinks, know your kinks, find out what really turns you on, because it's not just sex. No. It's not intimacy. It's not climax. Climax is the end goal. How you get there? Because I can walk across the street. Can I also walk across the street? Can I also jump across the street? Can I take a flight across the street?
You saying boulevard.
And some people get turned off by moist.
Just saying boulevard. Like,
it must be from Detroit. What's it called?
like,
DMV.
I don't know why I didn't ask, but Boulevard is that word.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Some
word.
people get turned on by them saying their names a certain type of way.
Yeah.
People with difficult names. Yeah. The R.
Chick
the
wrote my R.
Ramon.
The R in my name.
It's a turn on. Some people like furries. You know what furries are?
Mm-hmm.
People that like people with fur. Like
Yeah.
if I dress up like a fucking gorilla
never
or a
mind.
werewolf.
I thought that was like somebody.
You have
who didn't shave.
scalies. You have people that turned on by people that wear scales. You have all different types of piercings. Tattoos are turned on. I like big foreheads and cute noses. That's always just been my thing. Rihanna's always been like I don't know why.
Y'all see that?
But there's something other that's beyond there. So there's like you gotta just understand. You gotta know yourself and understand yourself, and then find out someone who's willing to cater towards that.